A lot has changed this year. And although to the observer that change can be made very apparent, to the one going through that change, it can feel so slow, like you aren't moving forward at all. 1 year ago today, I decided to uproot and completely rebuild my life. And although I'm happier than I've ever been with the direction that my life is going, I still find myself feeling lost and like something is still missing. So, I packed my car and started driving up the state to the one place that is known for its beautiful blue water and its sea of pine trees, where I began chasing freedom. Now, first and foremost, I do just want to say that this adventure was definitely not my plan. I've always tried to keep myself rather responsible and kind of hold myself back from doing what I want to do and instead doing what's smart. But then Casey said something that really made me stop and think, and that is, Emily, you need to stop living like you're 35 and start living like you're 25. The man's got a point. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I honestly did not know I was going on this trip until I was literally going on this trip. I had thought about it for a week, but I was like, no, I don't really feel like that's a good decision, especially because I would be planning to go by myself because I've never traveled by myself before, and I feel like that's something that everybody should do at least once in their lifetime. And in all honesty, I had a lot of doubt in myself and that I would just be wasting my time and just being kind of foolish. But then I decided I don't even know what came over me. I was like, you know what? We're gonna go. So immediately, as soon as I got off work, I packed up my car and started driving up. I didn't really have a plan about the whole trip, I guess you could say. The only thing that I did know was, one, I was gonna be sleeping in my car. And two, that I wanted to see pictured rocks in the UP because I've heard that the water is absolutely beautiful. So I've always wanted to go. But the moment I started crossing the Mackinac Bridge, I knew I made the right choice. Here we go. Oh my God. This is cool. I've never been on this bridge. I've never crossed it. I might have when I was a kid, but I don't remember. A little scary. I had never been to the UP before, so I had no idea what to expect. But the first thing I noticed is it has got to be the state of pine trees. And a little fact about me, if I was to have a spirit plant, it would definitely be a pine tree. Oh my God, there's so many pine trees. First night was a little bit sketchy. I had found a free campground online that I was planning to camp at for the night, but by the time I got there, it was so dark. I couldn't see anything, and the moment I lost cell service, I felt as though I had no way to save myself if I had gotten lost or something bad happened. So I decided to just turn around and pull off at like a little scenic spot I had seen and just park there for the night. It's really crazy how dependent we became on our phones. I'm not gonna lie, the first night I was pretty scared. I was afraid that a bear would come and attack my car, or somebody would come and tell me I wasn't allowed to be there. So it was so quiet and so dark. But I just triple and quadruple checked that my doors were locked. And I put my little kid mattress out in my back seat, which I had brought so that I could sleep on, and laid out a pocket knife and my keys so that they were ready in case something bad happened. Looking back, it really makes me giggle how scared I was on that first night. But like the saying goes, anything that you are striving for or anything that you want is always on the other side of fear, so it had its place. All right, here we go, going on a 10-mile hike at Pictured Rocks, all by myself. I've never traveled by myself before, but Casey said if you want to do it, then you got to do it, so here I am. So, wish me luck. On a little bit of a soul quest this weekend. Been feeling very frustrated and a little impatient with things in my life lately, and sometimes you just need a little bit of like a break, a release, and something in me told me this would be right. So, guess let's see what happens. Man, I don't see anybody all day, and it's like I'm awkward on the camera again all of a sudden. It's so quiet. What is that? Oh. Hey, buddy. What you doing? Are you okay? Not gonna lie, I'm that awkward person that says hi to every single person I pass. But I haven't passed anybody all day and I just passed somebody, so you gotta say hi. But okay, I guess we should really talk about why I'm here. In all honesty, I don't really know why I'm here. I've been in a little bit of... I was trying to explain some of the mental battles that I'd been dealing with, but I don't really think I had quite figured them out yet enough to be able to talk about them, so let future me, Emily, try to fill you in a little bit. So when I had decided to pack up and restart my life from absolutely nothing last year, it had been because I was leaving a relationship that was very much on the side of being mentally, financially, and emotionally abusive. Now, I'm sure at some point we have all experienced a relationship at some point in our life that may have been similar to this, but since then, I have been putting a lot of work into rebuilding myself into someone who will never allow myself to be stuck in a situation like that again, or find myself recreating a situation like that again. That last thing is a really big one. So now that I've found myself on my feet again and finally charging forward, I have found a sense of freedom that I have never felt before. The freedom to do anything and be anything I want to be. And with that comes the question, what do I want? What is it that drives me? How do I construct a life that will give me the ultimate freedom and fulfillment that I am striving towards? Those are some real questions because it seems to be that no matter how hard I try to just settle and conform myself to what is considered the normal way of life, the go to college, get into debt, get a 9-to-5, buy a house, buy a car, get in more debt, and finally at 65, retire and allow yourself some sense of freedom. No matter how hard I try, I just can't fit myself into that box. I want more than that. Literally, all you hear are seagulls screaming. They are having a good ass time. And then there's just that seagull down there, chilling by itself. I want financial freedom and freedom of time, yes, but I want the freedom to let my creativity out every day into something I can put into your hands to help you do the same. We keep ourselves trapped in our same old daily routine, and we never venture outside of that bubble that we make for ourselves, not knowing that that is slowly killing ourselves on the inside and sucking out these things that make us unique and special to the world. We all have something special that we were made to offer this world. If we would just allow ourselves to trust and listen to our instincts and passions and not allow ourselves to become chained to the same old rat race that we've all became accustomed to today. So after the hike at Pictured Rocks, I had pretty much seen everything that I wanted to see. So I grabbed myself a bite to eat and started thinking about what I wanted to do the next day. So I had always wanted to see the Porcupine Mountains. Yes, Michigan has mountains. But it was another 3.5 hours away, and I didn't really know if it'd be worth the drive going all the way over there. So I was talking to Casey on the phone about it, and he said, "So, yeah, you're already up there. Why don't you go?" I'm sure you could probably guess what happened next. This hike was going to be much longer, and there are bears in the park.
Now this is a trail. Whew. Here we go. Whew. Yep, this one's definitely a harder trail, but I'm loving it. There's rock everywhere. But the view is beautiful. I wish there wasn't wildfire smoke. That's all from Canada, guys. Ugh. Look at that right there, Lake of Clouds. You think that one was pretty? Look at this. Do you hear that? Exactly. Wow. Man, that wildfire smoke. That's the crunch I love. How's it going up there, Mr. Vulture? Not really sure where that is. Yeah, let's keep going this way.
I am so thankful for that watch because it has every trail map on it no matter where you go. And there was a few times that I had gotten off the trail.
And this is why I like pine trees. See how much space they give each other? So beautiful. Well, hello. I almost stepped on you. You're very colorful. You definitely made me jump. I like big rocks and I cannot lie. Really though, I like all the big rocks. Alright, I gotta be careful because if I stop for too long, I literally start getting eaten alive by mosquitoes and flies. There's one that's been following me this whole time. Oh my gosh, freaking mosquitoes. Leave me alone.
The theme of this hike, though, was a little different. It was still in search of freedom, yes, but this time, freedom from the ghosts of my past. Full and complete closure from the person I had used to be and the life that I had used to live.
Alright, I'm walking, and I'm like, oh hey, that must be the trail, but I'm like, oh, it's really brushy, that's kind of weird. Well, it turns out, look at the shoes I'm wearing. I'm supposed to cross this with these shoes. Oh my god. Of course. Of freaking course. Well, I guess I'm gonna be taking the shoes off. Alright. Alright. We made it. Alright. I realize that this must be the moment now. I crossed the river, and I'm walking up to my fate. Into a new world. Okay. This way. Yep. This way. Alright. Walking on a trail. All by myself. Been scared I saw a bear a couple times. But just realized that was my eyes playing tricks on me. So, clearly, I'm on the correction line trail because I'm supposed to correct my life and hopefully get back on course for where I'm supposed to go. I mean, that is exactly what I'm doing. Have confidence in yourself, Emily. So hopefully, this could be the end and the closing of that door. And that I'll be over my past. I mean, like Casey says, the last 1% is the hardest. Well, and how hurt people. That makes sense now. I guess this might be where I find my closure. In that last 1% of healing. Because I do in fact... See, I'm laughing at myself because, okay, I'm making this recording for myself to listen to later because I'm cracked open right now. And it's hard for me to even put it into the camera and be open. I just dropped you. We get so trapped in our head. I guess that's what I need to figure out.
But if we stop, if we accept the person we are when we fall, the journey ends. That failure becomes our destination. To love the journey is to accept no such end. I have found through painful experience that the most important step a person can take is always the next one. That's a quote by Delenar Colin from The Oathbringer. Thank you for coming on this journey with me today. I found a part of myself in those mountains, and I hope this story can help put the power back into your hands to put the work in to heal yourself and start building the life in the future you that you envision, even if you've gotten a little off track lately and lost sight of it. So, I'm going to ask you the same question that I ask myself every day. What do you want? Oh, and don't quit, be fit. Bye!